Alright guys, this is a repair video I wanted to do. I was talking with a few friends of mine and I said that I'd do a video to see how this is done. What I'm doing here is, I don't know if you can see, but this nub here, where you insert the shoulder and the arm piece in, is full length and this one is shorter. I cut it off by accident. I don't know if you can tell there. So what I'm going to do is going to repair this. So the idea is I'm going to take some of the sprues that I have from the model. Let's see. That one is too thick, I think. Let's see if I can find one. It's about the right size. I don't like that one. What about this one? So let's see. That can be cleaned off. Is that about the same diameter? It is. So we'll go ahead and try to fix it with that sprue. So I keep all the sprues that I cut off. You can go ahead and make some sprue goo with this. It's basically glue. You melt these plastics into the glue and then you can, glue things like this back on and it bonds it. You can use it to tidy up the seams. I'll try that maybe in another video, but this one's a repair video. So the idea is we're going to clean, measure this out. Is this the one I'm going to use? Yeah. Let's see. That seems like it's the right length or width. Maybe not. Maybe a tad too thick. All right, let's see if I can find another candidate in here that is better suited. How about this guy right here? Yes, perfect. That's actually much better. Okay, we'll use this guy. Okay, and actually, that little piece there should give me enough. That's a little shy, but that's okay. Let's try this. We're going to clean this off. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to clean it off just yet. Actually. I've been saying actually a lot. Alright, let's see. You want to find the same thickness, and the best way I think to decide that is to actually get that part and see, okay, yeah, that is thick enough. Yeah, okay, we can use this. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and harvest that piece. Put that one aside. So the idea is we're going to attach a bit of this sprue to the end of this to extend it to give you the full length. And the way I plan to do that, I'm going to take my little tool here. I got the bit on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill kind of in the center of this, bore out a bit of a hole, and I'm going to insert this rod, glue it in place. Same thing on this side, drill it in so the rod fits in there, glue it up and reinforce it with this rod. Haven't done this, well, really ever. So this is my first foray into a cleanup or a repair job like this. And I think the hardest part about this would be starting it. Yeah, I'm a tad off center there. So this seems quite easy and not giving me too much of a hard time. All right, there's a plastic, it's coming up. Let's see if that will fit. Now normally when you buy these rods, you can buy these at your hobby store. they come with the corresponding bits to drill. So that's always a good thing. So we want to maybe get in there just a bit more. So it's simple as just putting this piece, putting some pressure and turning it in. And it has cut out a nice little hole there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so that's quite nice. Yeah, my rod fits in there. Okay, perfect. So what we want to do is I want to try to flatten this piece of sprue out as much as I can. So I get a flat surface to start with. Now, before you glue anything, so we're gonna do the same to this. Before we glue anything on, we're gonna sandpaper this down so it's nice and flush. Same with the other side, and again around this way, so we're nice and flush around. And then we'll go ahead and glue this bad boy down. So again, the toughest part of this would be finding the center. And I think the other one that I just did now is a tad bit off center. So when you line it up, it might not be quite where you need it to be. That's okay. You can, I'm assuming it's okay, because you can go ahead and like sand it down so it's even afterwards, even if you're off by a little bit. How's this one? This one's going in, but I need to make that hole a little bit deeper. All right, so again, you're just holding it firm. You're taking your tool here, and this is a tool you can buy at your local hobby store. Most of you that have done hobbies know what this is. I recommend this one here. I don't know what it's called. I think Citadel makes these, but there's different manufacturers. But just get the one where it spins, so that way you can hold this in your palm and just turn, and it's almost effortless, really. It doesn't require you to crank your wrists. It's just, you know, a twist of your fingertips. And I'm already, I think, fairly deep in this sprue. Yeah, I think I'm good there. So how much do I think I need? How about, I don't want to use that one. So tip for you, you should have a pair of nippers that they're rough cuts. Like, you know, this one has jagged edges, so if I go to nip metal like this or plastics, I don't care. I just go ahead. You want to keep your nice nippers for the nice clean flat cuts. So try to get yourself 2 pair if you can. I'm going to go ahead and I think that much should be good. All right, I'll put that aside. Have a look here. Almost. I could just cut off a little bit. So right there, without any glue, we got a firm grip, and I can see kind of where it lines up here. Obviously, that's way too long, but you want to leave it longer, and then measure this up and cut this back so that it meets the length. It's better to cut back than to, you know, think you have enough and then go ahead and do it and then realize that's not enough and it's too short. Then you got to do it all over again. So what I want to do is I want to kind of measure this piece. Do I have? I'll mark it off with my pencil. So that's kind of a bad one to do it with. Let me straighten this cut out. Run on some sandpaper to flatten the surface. So we got a pretty flat surface here. Now I'm going to measure, excuse me, and use this sprue, if I can kind of hold it in place and measure. So I got my mark. My mark is here. Go ahead and give it a little pinch with my nippers. So there we go. So now I know where I want to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. I'm also going to pull out this rod. For now, there's my pin. I'm going to try to make this as flat a cut. I'm going to overcut it just a tad because I'm going to be sanding flat this one side. All right, so let's move everything out of my way so I don't mess everything. So I have my repair piece, I have my pin in, I have the original damaged piece I did here. So let me get this. I want to start off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of my sandpaper. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to run it along my sandpaper to try to make a flat, nice, even surface. Right? So that when I meet the joint up, it's as flush as possible. Right? So that's okay. And it doesn't matter if you're too rough because you can fill that in with glue. It should bond it. And if there's still gapping, you can go ahead and putty it afterwards. You should have enough of a solid base there. So there's the hole. Go ahead and try to sand that up. If you don't have yourself a nice pair of tweezers like that to hold small parts, you're doing yourself some injustice. So go ahead and get yourself a good pair of tweezers like this. Whoa! I just lost that piece. There it is. Ugh. That's the one thing about, model hobbying is that you're dealing with a lot of small little pieces, right? And it's very easy to lose that. So I've pushed this pin all the way in as much as I can. I think I might have to cut the pin back. It may be a little too long. I think it is, yes. Okay. That's not too bad, eh? So where am I at here? There. Yeah, just a tad too much. So we'll pull this pin out. Grab my metal clippers and give it a little cut back. We're going to go ahead and pin this bad boy in. Oh, look at that. Look. Just the way I like it. Right there, just like that. Okay? So now we should be able to get this shoulder in. It goes in. I'm not going to push it all the way in because it's not glued. So I don't want to be losing it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get some glue. I'm going to put it in the seam there, put it together and glue it up. But as you can see here, so now I've extended it back to where it needs to be. It's solid pinned piece, so it's not going to break on me. And that fix literally didn't take me much effort, right? I will now have to go back. I don't have my glue ready or whatnot, but I'll go back. I'll glue this, make sure it bonds nice, sand it down, maybe putty it if I need to. I don't think so because it's going to be hidden, so it really doesn't matter. If this piece was exposed, I'd take more time to putty that little seam that you see there. I don't know. Let's see if I can get it up to there. We go. So you see the little seam? You could take your time after you've glued it to putty it in and sand it flat. I'm not going to go ahead with putty. It's going to be hidden inside the shoulder. So I will just glue it and then sand the excess off. Make sure it's kind of smooth and flush. And then I'll go ahead and just leave it like that. I might sand this little edge here, right? This here, round it off, just so it doesn't scratch up the model pieces, or the shoulder piece, I should say. But there you go. It's fixed. So if you do make a mistake and you cut off more than you should, don't fret, because there are ways to repair it. This is very simple, easy way to repair pin pieces. And likewise, if you're playing with your model and going to pose it and snap, a piece breaks off, don't worry about it. You can, again, it's very easy to repair these types of pieces. I would wager that once this is set and done, this arm piece will be stronger here than this one because of the metal rod support. But anyways, there you go. That's how you fix that piece. I mean, it took me minutes. Right? Glue, sand, you're off to the races. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of information and tip on how to repair a model kit like this. If there's something more that you want to ask, and you know what, I will, if when I come across other things, I will definitely share, because this is a journey that we all take, I guess. Model building is fun, and in today's day and age, it's nice to be able to sit at home with the family and have something to do that's creative and fun. So there you go. My repair job, first time ever, really. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Talk to you soon. Ciao.